My name's John Capstick. We're in Eagan, Minnesota. I have no experience with cable railing projects, minimal experience with deck projects. I have some background with fencing materials, fencing products, some railing, but never cable railing. The house is from 1991. The deck was original to the house. We have two decks here. Both were falling apart, so it was time to replace them and get new life into them and something nice that we can enjoy for years to come. We want to get a composite deck board on there as opposed to the wood that was rotting away. Get some cable railing on there, something that would look good for us, something that would last for a lifetime. We chose cable to allow airflow. One of the decks has a lot of sunlight, especially later in the day when we want to have dinner outside, so glass wasn't really an option because of the airflow. We also want something that we can see through and not worry about a lot of cleaning too, so it gives a very nice and clean look. Well, we like to host our friends, family a lot. We have 4 kids, so we like to enjoy a lot of space outside. Just did the whole DIY thing and worked on it on the weekends, some nights as well. The cost savings was just there to do it. Hiring contractors can sometimes be fairly expensive. I felt I had the skill set to take it on, and it turned out okay. I probably saved about 40% doing this project myself versus hiring a contractor to do it. I had a few surprises during the project. Taking down the old deck, thought some of the posts were good. Went down and found that they weren't anchored to footings very well, so needed to replace a few posts. Once we knew how they were set originally, then we were able to keep a few and save those as well, which was good. Advice I give to any DIYer doing their deck project is definitely plan out what's going to happen, know what materials you're going to use. You can run into surprises with blocking for posts. You can run into surprises with how your stairs are set up. Also just how your deck boards are going to lay out and run into each other based on lengths and what you have to have cut. So basically I did the entire project in a few different stages. First one is we took down the whole deck. The deck wraps the whole side of the house. So we took down one side, another portion, another, so that we still had a usable deck because this was going a little slow. We kept some of the main framing on the deck because the posts were still good, the wood was still good, and replaced all the stringers as we need to. Reason for replacing the stringers was that we needed to go 12 inches on center versus the 16 that was currently there. Not to mention a lot were rotting out, so we needed to make sure that we were being safe and getting something in there that would last. Obviously went with joist tape on everything as well, kind of keep that lasting for a lot longer. Had to run through and block everything, reblock a little bit too with changes that went on during the process. Once all that was in and leveled, we were able to start in with the deck boards, got all of our deck surfacing on first. Then once that was done, we were able to move on to the railing and then start the stairs afterwards. And that was the last portion that we did, just so that we still had access up and down in order to move material and work on the area. So we ended up going with composite decking for everything. Just want something that would last, look good, cleans up well when the kids spill on it as well. We want the cable railing because it doesn't obstruct your view and we can see the whole yard with the kids playing, which is really nice. Black finish and the black wire just fades into the background really easily for us. So it doesn't even look like it's there most of the time. So on the composite deck material, we also went with the diagonal look with this in order to avoid any seams that we'd have or butt joints going with straight across. Also, all the framing runs 2 different ways on the deck. So this was a way to keep it very consistent throughout the whole deck and not have the boards alternate direction. We had a double picture frame as well in order to give us a lot of space and to center our railing and the cable right through the center of the deck board. The stairs were pretty difficult to do. Mainly we have 2 sets of stairs with a landing in the middle, which made the stairs a little more difficult in that we had 2 sets to do versus just the 1 set. Created some issues with making sure that everything was level using the old framing and making sure that everything was square as well. The old stairs were not square, they were not level, they tipped to certain corners. We needed to correct that as we went. So it chose a swageless railing system, or cable rail system, for the upper deck because it is so large. It's a lot less work, went in a ton faster than a swage system. We were able to string each section of cable within about a half hour. Once all the framing was in, all the measuring, all the cutting was done. Running the cable was the easiest part. The only tips I would have for installing this railing system is to read the instructions and know what you're doing ahead of time. plan a little bit and everything will go nice and smooth. For this deck and this railing system, we didn't need any specialized tools, just everything that you typically have at home. Good set of wire cutters is key. You might go through a few drill bits depending on how much aluminum you're cutting through or drilling through, but for the most part, anything that standard DIYer will have in the garage, you can install this with. I think the deck turned out beautifully. Everybody seems to like it so far, so we'll see how much time we're able to spend out here the rest of this year and into the spring. I heard about DecksDirect through some people in the industry, or in our industry, have used them before, and thought I'd give them a shot for some pricing on material, and been using them for about 2 years now. In the last 2 years, everything's been great with DecksDirect. They're very quick, responsive on quotes. Material comes quickly. If I've had an issue and needed new material to come out, it's been fast and got to me within a day or two. I work with Kier, my rep at DecksDirect. Quick and responsive every time I email him, every time I give a phone call. If he's not available to answer right away, he calls back within an hour or so. So everything's just as I expect it, dealing with somebody through business and getting material when we need it. My rep seems really knowledgeable about the product. All the products we've talked about, they seem super knowledgeable. I was really happy with the quality of material, all the way from the shipping, the packaging, really protected everything so I didn't have any issues with damage whatsoever. The railing material that we used was great. Everything was solid, thick material, very easy to work with as well. Everything fit together well when we were installing and assembling. And the instructions for the railing install were super easy to follow, laid out really well. You should definitely read them before you install. Read through them once, take a look. Once you start going though, it's easy to follow, pretty detailed, some pictures as well to help you out. If you read the instructions beforehand, you're able to plan a little bit better. You're able to look and see if you need blocking. Not everybody's picture framing is the same, if there is any. Offsetting posts a little bit to accommodate for that can throw you off if you're just flying through the instructions or not using them whatsoever. So planning ahead and reading them beforehand is definitely recommended. The railing systems come with a little tool to help align all of your holes that you have to punch or drill through the railing system. So that helps keep everything in line and make sure that you don't make too many mistakes. Yeah, DecksDirect provided a project plan that showed the layout of the deck, the railing system layout, where the terminal posts were when we had tricky corners of where the cables would end and start back up again. It was super helpful to look at that and just reference as we went through the project. So the Skyline and Skyline PRO railing systems are very clean, very minimalist as well, which is what we were looking for. Not a lot of bulky hardware on all the end posts as well for all the attachments. As a DIYer, I definitely recommend DecksDirect for my next project. The service was quick, easy, and everybody was very responsive when we needed something. I had no experience with cable railing systems before. Skyline and Skyline PRO systems were super easy to work with. You can use a drill, you can install Skyline. I'm most proud of the fact that I finally got it done. I was able to do pretty much the whole thing myself. Had a few friends come in and help with some things from time to time, especially with lifting and getting large boards up and moving things around. But yeah, just worked on nights, weekends, juggling family, business, everything, and finally got it completed. We're most looking forward to family time out here. Enjoying the space, family, friends, grilling out, just enjoying life.